Hey guys, how's it going? CoderMan here. Just leaving a client's office, and I wanted to kind of give my thoughts and tips on running a successful meeting and a quick meeting. So I just had a website review with a client of mine, and we're getting ready to ship, and now's the time where we have to gather up the final bits to go live. And I came in with my own set of notes and kind of an objective for the meeting. And the client also had their own set of notes and objective for the meeting. So in the first 30 seconds, we both know exactly what's going to happen in the meeting, and we kind of have an expectation of when we both walk away, here's our next steps, here's what we have to do. So believe it or not, the whole meeting took about 20 minutes. Some of it was just kind of, all told, sitting down together, I think was like 45 minutes. But it was, talking about what we've been up to, personal stuff, just kind of gabbing a little bit. And then we got into the actual, point of the meeting. And the reason that it went so smooth and went so well is because we both knew what we wanted to get out of it. And we were both prepared. So, as we know, anything in life, preparation is key. So when you're working on a project or working with a client or whatever it is, if you prepare, everything's going to go well. Now, the reason that the meeting went so well was I already knew what was left to do. I already knew what we needed and the outstanding issues. So I didn't beat around the bush. I didn't, come up with a whole bunch of, here's where we are, here's what we need, blah, blah, blah. It was, here's the website as it is, here's the copy that we need, here's the videos, images, the specific content. If I felt like they didn't know exactly where to get it or where they should source, if they needed to hire somebody or whatever, then I already had a solution, right? So when you're a service provider, you are providing a service, but really what you're doing is you're providing solutions. You're solving problems and you're making the client's life easier. Now, I've had meetings where you'd go in and there's a clear understanding, but it gets off on a tangent. Maybe they're showing you a competing website. Maybe maybe they saw a video or something that they want to add, and that's well and good. We note it and we make sure that it's definitely spoke about at the end. But I want to focus on the meeting at hand. Some clients, it is difficult because they will try to run the show, and I feel like as the service professional, you kind of need to guide the client in the most advantageous way that you can. Don't be a jerk about it. Obviously listen to what they have to say and definitely make sure that their voice is heard, because they are your client and you should respect them. But you are the professional, so if they want to do something or they want to want to change something and you don't think it's a good idea, like let's say they want to make it's a store website and they want to have a home page that has 2 buttons that, you go to that page and the first thing that you have to choose is whether you're, man or a woman. And that's going to be kind of off-putting because I don't even know what the site is, and it's already asking me not a really personal question, but it is a demographic related question. Whereas maybe a better alternative is to have a video explaining why you need to know if they're a man or a woman. So if you pick woman, you pick man, whatever, it's going to show content that's tailored to you. Maybe you should have a filter that will provide that same result. But when you're working with a client, whether it's a meeting or the initial meeting, which I can touch on in a future video, I have a whole onboarding process and how I'm able to keep a relationship with a client from the day from day 1 to day 1,000, whatever it is. When you're working with a client and you're in a meeting, it starts to kind of go off the rails a little bit. You need to rein them in. You say whatever, with all due respect, or that is a great idea. We should definitely implement that. In the meantime, can we focus on this thing so we can get to a solution and then we can move on? It's kind of like have meeting minutes, if you will, or have a recap at the end. But you just want to have you want to make sure that when both parties walk away from the meeting, whatever it is, it's in business or if you're even having a bank meeting, that both parties understand what the outcome is, and more importantly, they understand the next steps. So one of the most important things in any sort of business communication is next steps. What are your next steps? What are the client's next steps? Do they have to provide content? Do you have to provide mock-ups? Whatever it is, you want to make sure that before anybody walks out of that room, walks away from that table, that everybody knows their next step. One other thing that I will add is you want to have a single agenda meeting. So you don't want to work out all the details of a project or all the details of a launch or whatever it happens to be. You want to make sure that it's a very targeted meeting. All right, so there you have it, my thoughts on meetings and how to make them most productive. If you have any questions or similar topic or life experiences or anything like that you want to share, definitely leave a comment below. Like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon.